What's going on, beautiful people of YouTube? It's Renebean. Whether we like to admit it or not, digital-only games are going to be the way of the future. It's inevitable that it's going to happen. No longer will you be able to find physical copies of games. Whether it happens the next generation, the generation after that, who knows, but it is going to happen. We can't deny that fact. Obviously, I like to collect physical copies of games. It sucks, but that's the way it is. But is it really as bad as the way people discuss it? Sit back and relax. Let's talk about it. Alright, so before we start this video, I do want to say I hope you don't think that I am in support and alliance with the idea of digital download only games. Obviously, I wish there could always be physical games. That's the way it is. I like to collect them. I like the ability to be able to buy, sell, trade, whatever I want to do with that game. But at the same time, if this is going to happen, which it most likely is, it's better to be on the positive side of that fence. That way you can embrace it a little bit better. I've heard countless times so many people saying, if it's not physical, I'm not going to buy it. If a game comes out to where it is only digital only, you'll never see me play that game. And to them, I say that is the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life. People don't realize that digital games have been around for a long time. They don't understand that without digital download only games, there most likely wouldn't be an indie market, just because they don't really have the ability or the connections to produce physical copies of games. I think my start with digital games happened for a lot of people. You know, back in Xbox 360 arcade days, that's when I would really get into it, because I would hear about all these amazing titles that would come up that would not be released on a physical disc, and I'd still wanted to play them because I am a gamer and I do enjoy games. So the only way to get them at the time was digital download. And for majority of digital only download games, when they come out, they usually remain digital only. Very few games actually break that barrier and go to a physical release copy. I guess the point I'm getting at with that is for people to say that they will only have a physical game, they will never play any other game. Your spectrum is not broadened at all. I don't understand this at all. You're telling me that you will turn down a very awesome, wonderful game simply for the fact that you can't hold it in your hand. Now, sure, it 100% sucks that after I buy that game, I'm not able to trade it, sell it, do whatever I want with it. But since this is going to happen in the future, it doesn't hurt me to think about the fact that I will always have this game forever, as long as I have that account, as long as I have that console, as long as they keep the servers up if it's an online game. It's going to stay with me for quite some time. There's many games that I have for original Xbox or PS2 that you can't really play anymore because they have no more online capability. Those are physical games right there. Some of those games are offered as a digital download, and guess what? They do have online play. Talking about the point of always having a digital game forever is, it's hard to think about. You really got to take into account that you have to keep up with your account for however long you have it. I've had my 360 gamer tag or my Xbox gamer tag now for the beginning of the 360. I've never lost it. I've always had it. I've accumulated on that account maybe 250, I think, when I was looking earlier this morning. It was right at 250 digital downloads, and then you got to think about the Xbox One, the PS3, the PS4. I have probably in the ballpark of 450, maybe 500 digital downloads across all the consoles that I have. Not all of those games are digital only. You know why? There may be a reason that I have a game that is not physical, and there's a few reasons to explain it. Number one, convenience. Maybe I didn't want to go to the store the next day. Maybe I wanted to have a full solid day off of just playing that game. Go ahead and get it downloaded, because you know these modern consoles, they take forever to download games. Or if it's just a game that I know that I will put hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of hours into, it doesn't hurt me to have a digital download, even if it's a game that was released on physical disc. If you think about it, to have all of my digital only downloads that I have now, that is a collection. Obviously, as you can see, if you're new to the channel, I am a collector. I like to collect games. Obviously, I like the physical stuff, but I also have a very nice collection of digital downloaded games. I like that fact that they will always be there. My save data is backed up, whether it's through the cloud or off a secondary USB device. I will always have those games. Here's a copy of Sonic CD. This is an amazing game, but guess what? This game will not always be here. These games are susceptible to disk rot, scratches, just getting lost, getting broken. But guess what? All of my digital games that I have downloaded, they're there. As long as I can keep up with my email and password, as long as I have the console, if it's not ported over to the next console, it's going to be there. There's many people out there in this world that don't buy physical games. They only buy digital. It's convenient. It's easy for them. For someone to say that they will not buy it if it's not physical just doesn't strike me as a gamer. As a gamer, I enjoy games. If that is my only option, which in the future is most likely going to be the case, I'm going to buy them. That's the way it's going to work. I know a lot of people talk about, download size, download speed. They don't have the internet, things like that. Let's go ahead and break it down. Let's say I have the base model PS4 or Xbox One, 500 gigabytes, and let's be generous and say I only got 9 games installed on either system. That 50 gigs each. I'm shooting for the stars here. 50 gigs each for each game, and 10 gigs left over for whatever giblets you want to throw in. You mean to tell me at one given time you're playing 9 games consecutively? With a game room like this, I'm barely pushing 4 or 5, plus whatever I'm playing on the modern. It is not a hassle to delete a game and download another. It's the same thing as saying it's a hassle to lift the toilet seat up when you gotta piss, rather than spray like a cat all over the lid. Now, I also 100% understand that there are many people in this world that don't have the best internet. Some, internet service providers only give them a certain amount of gigabytes each month, something along those lines. But at the same time, I like to believe, I like to hope that when this does inevitably happen, not only are we going to have faster internet, better packages, I hope that the people who are interested in gaming will upgrade themselves. Sure, it sucks. That's the way it is. It's like VHS in a sense. We all had to upgrade from where that went. Back in the day, VHS was the only thing that you can get. Next thing you know, DVDs come out. People start gravitating towards that. VHS becomes obsolete, and now DVDs are becoming obsolete as people are obviously going to Blu-ray. And I can even see in the future beyond that when Blu-rays become obsolete because everybody's streaming or downloading movies or TV series. I don't think there's many people in this world that say, man, I wish we had the days of VHSs. Those were the best days right there as far as quality and everything else. That is completely inaccurate. Now, I'm not saying, here in the immediate future that digital-only downloads are going to be better quality, but it does also seem like it's going that way with things like streamable games, where on these dedicated servers, they have the actual game running while you're just streaming it, and they have something more beefier than what you're able to play on. I'm not saying that in the future when it does become digital-only download games that all these games are going to be cheaper. All these AAA budget titles are going to be, 20, 30 bucks. I doubt it. I can see them going down in price once all of the physical copies are out of there. It costs them money to make a physical copy of a game. They lose money big time when people are trading or selling off the game, when one copy of a game can go into 10 hands versus those 10 hands buying that same copy digitally. As more and more people download digital games and not go out and purchase the actual physical copy games, are going to start realizing that they are making more money with these digitals, and soon they will cut off the neck of the retail chain. I guarantee this will happen in the future. GameStop is already struggling with a lot of things, and I can imagine it's going to happen to a lot more franchises. It's really nice to cut on the Xbox or the PlayStation and see that there is a sale running on a particular game. PlayStation has flash sales all the time. I think Xbox has a really nice spring sale going on right now. And a lot of times these sales do not line up with retail markets out there. You will not get the same deal a lot of the times. Now, sure, there will be price cuts on games after a period of time that retail markets will match, but as far as these sales are concerned, a lot of times they don't line up. These companies, Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo, they have that ability to offer discounts a lot of the times more than you see in a retail market, simply for the fact that the retail markets have their profit margins to pick up, while the actual publishers themselves, they can get away with it. So you'll see more sales on systems digitally than you will in a retail market. You can call it greed from these companies. I call it a business standpoint. They're going to make more money. This is the way that the world works. If I am running my business and I found a way to where I can make more money, I am going to do that. It sucks. This is what's going to happen. This is the progression of the future. No one likes to be forced into doing things they don't want to do, but we are going to be forced at some point into digital-only games. That is my honest opinion. So is it as bad as everybody's saying? Is this whole go physical or go home going to be a thing of the future? No, it's going to be, if you're a gamer, you're going to download these games and enjoy them. You're going to accept it. You're going to progress into this future. Accept it, adapt, and overcome. But that's all I got for this video, guys. I hope you all enjoyed it out there, and as always, take care and enjoy the rest of your day.